DRBMiller here. Thank you so much for joining us in our Destiny live stream, and also thank you for coming to join our community of gamers and players online. We've had a wonderful day yesterday. We reached I think level 14 so far, and we faced many enemies in many different circumstances, many of which were very hard to kill, but all the missions were successfully completed. We have been given new instructions which are telling us how to combat the very unpleasant enemy called the Hives, and we are now pursuing a direction through which we will find out as to why the darkness, or the forces of the darkness, want to invade the Earth. So without further ado, let's just jump in. As always, we'll start with Warlock, human male. Well, as you could see, we have acquired a new destination, which is Venus, and it says the wilds of Venus devour the unprepared. Gather your strength to answer the stranger's call. Recommended level 10 to 12. Well, we passed that already, so we are on the level 14, and it looks like Venus is going to have lots of secrets waiting for us, and we better get properly kitted up, and also with adequate weapons, because once we look at the map, the new destination will show, and then we'll be able to travel there more or less straight away. So let's have a look. So even before we do anything, we need to have a look at the options. We do that in order to make sure that prior to any mission we are properly weaponized, we are wearing the correct bit of kit, and we are focused and ready for any future combat which awaits for us. So presently I've been testing a brand new weapon which I bought in the armory, and it's called Longspay A. It has 60 attack points, and I have to say this weapon was a revelation. It dealt with the moist and pleasant hives accordingly, particularly when they were attacking me in large numbers, because they come at you I think in threes, and it worked out very well. It was really a pleasure to work with. The weapon had enhanced my ability to attack at a closer range, so I could combine it together with my sniper rifle, and it worked exceedingly well, so I can most highly recommend it to everyone with the armory and purchase Longspay A auto rifle. It will be a worthy investment. The other weapon I've been using a lot is Trajan B sniper rifle. I recently enhanced it with 57 attack points, and it's been really my ideal weapon for attacking from the distance. You know, when you are, I mean, you know, in all these FPS games, you have to always line cover, you have to proceed with caution, and you have to do very, very accurate type of patrolling, which means you always watch out for the enemies wherever you go. So when you spot them from a wider distance, you can hit them with this Trajan B sniper rifle very accurately. And if you're aiming for precision shots, which are usually in the enemy head, you will get an extremely impressive score. The other weapon here, which I do have, is the Dameron FR3 fusion rifle, which has been, you know, quite useful as well. It has high velocity and 50 attack points. But the weapon that really had made a big difference when combating the bosses and the largest and the most dangerous enemies has been the rocket launcher. And I was able to acquire Breaker SA3, which did miracles. However, I have to say that with some of the bosses, if they were not hit correctly in the head or somewhere in the upper body, the rockets did not work. And sometimes they would just produce partial damage. So when you are aiming, be very careful and make sure that you hit the enemy correctly. Also, the other thing that happens in the game is that those rockets are not easily found. So very rarely will you have more than 2 or 3 rockets on you, which means for any of those poor shots, you will be then stranded, and then you'd have to tackle the major boss with less capable weaponry. But let's say, for instance, you were in a situation like me a couple of times where the boss was partially damaged. The other accurate and very effective weapon was the sniper rifle. And if you were aiming with the sniper rifle from the distance to the enemy's head, you will be able to degrade him, and he will perish eventually. So, you know, you can combine the two just in case if you had some poor shots. Or sometimes what happens is the boss's guards jump in literally at the front of him, and then therefore the boss will take a bit of a lesser impact with the grenade or rocket launcher. Coming back to the grenades, they have been also useful in some of the situations, so definitely remember to use them by pressing your R1 and L1 button together at the same time, and you will be able to achieve some really good results as well. As you can see, I have other bits of kit in here. My helmet is Scalper Wing 3, which is 58 defense points, had been serving me very well. And then I have Logic Singer, which is for melee kind of combat. I don't tend to do that much, but sometimes if you have the enemy that lost his weapon and wants to fight you literally at close quarters, this is obviously a very useful tool. I prefer kind of combat from the distance, so for myself, the rifles on my left and the rocket launcher and the sniper, etc., will be my preferred means of combat. Coming back to the chest armor, I have Logic Singer with a tremendous 74 defense points. When you look at the character, you can see he's well equipped and he's wearing it. You see that's the coat that he has on him. The coat has many pockets. He can stash a lot of ammunition there, so that's very handy, particularly when you are facing kind of relentless battle in one of those distant lands. And I have also leg armor, which has 89 defense points, all of which are very, very good, and they're helping me tremendously when I am trying to get through very difficult terrain. So have a look at it. It's a top-notch gear. Look at his boots. You can see them very correctly, and they are sizable. They're quite heavy, but apart from being a good protector, they are providing me with the means of getting through some very, very ruggedy bits of land and climbing the rocks, doing the works really. So we can see that we are properly kitted up. We have our weapon. We are ready for our future adventures, and now we will proceed. We'll go to the next destination. As you can see, we're still flying. We've been flying for a little while. Let's see what destinations will be given. we have obviously our brand new destination. Let's see. It looks to me like Venus is definitely going to be the planet worth exploring. As you can see, we are, more than ready to face whatever comes to us, really, on any of the planets. And Venus has been acquired as the new destination at the beginning of our broadcast today. So have a look. We'll go to Ishtar Sink on Venus. It says the jungles of Venus concede. I beg your pardon. I really haven't got my glasses on. The jungles of Venus conceal great treasures and terrible. We are likely to be facing many nasty enemies, so we have to be well prepared for combat. But at the end of the day, we may be collecting lots of treasures, lots of ammunition, perhaps some secret or unknown weapons, all of which are going to be of great assistance to us later on in the game. So let's just crack on and find out what is hiding on Venus. It's the first visit to this planet, so as usual we'll have a look a bit at the various provinces and sections. We have the Cinders, we have Winter's Lair, the Terminus, Ember Caves, the Citadel, Endless Steppes, the Shattered Coast, Walking Ruins, Headlands. But at the very beginning, we are asked to go to Ishtar Academy. Well, sounds mysterious, and let's see what might be waiting for us there. It tells us that we have a stranger's call. We need to follow the stranger's coordinates to a legendary colony lost in the jungles of Venus. So we have the stranger's coordinates to a legendary colony lost in the jungles of Venus. Let's have a look. And now we launch. We'll be landing shortly.
Our new friend must have access to extraordinary methods to have reached out to us like that. The radio message she sent came from somewhere in the jungles of Venus.
The jungles of Venus. They sound exciting. Wow. Take a screenshot of this.
This colony was built by the Ishtar Collective.
And that.
Records say they once studied ruins older than humanity itself. We thought this was all lost in the collapse. I don't like us getting dragged out here and not being able to get the lay of the land. There used to be a Guardian outpost nearby. Let's see what they have on this place.
Well, first of all, we are met by a tremendous discovery. The colonies on Venus have not been obliterated. There's still some people or creatures living up here. And the planet needs to be thoroughly explored for further information and data, which we are going to be sending back to the HQ. But I have to say the atmosphere in here looks very unfriendly. And there may be some new weapons deployed, so we have to be extra careful. Right. As always, we need to proceed with caution. We need to stay in cover. Before doing anything, we need to triple check our kit and our equipment. After that, we do our patrolling. We always check whatever is ahead of us. By doing so, we do target allocation, which is usually done through us walking forward and then looking towards our 9 o'clock. Initially, we will see whatever is ahead at 12 o'clock. Then we could check 3 o'clock to our right, and then 6 o'clock, which is basically watching our back. Remember, whenever you patrol, when you walk, you have to always look around and make sure that there are no enemies around you hiding somewhere or lurking from the dark. After all, if we encounter enemies, we have to take cover, stay in either prone position or, we crouch, which is helping us to remain, semi-hidden. We need to be always hiding behind some sort of barrier or major obstacle to prevent the incoming enemy fire. And after that, what's important is to be absolutely stress-free, focused, really switched on, and in no circumstances should we panic. So let's say we come to an area where the enemy prepared a massive ambush. Instead of really standing and fighting them, we need to run away, dive for cover, and then establish where the firing is coming from. And after that, we'll take them out one by one, preferably from the distance. And we can do so with a sniper rifle or one of those semi-automatic rifles with high velocity. So, we are on Venus, and now we shall proceed. So we need to find the Guardian outpost. So I need to locate the outpost to establish a foothold on Venus before finding the stranger's coordinates. Right, so the outpost, so it's like an OP, like an observation post, is our first mission. Similar to real life, if you are standing, you always would be moving much faster than if you were crouching. This game is not allowing us to get in the prone position, but crouching is good enough when it comes to hiding, and also doing some precision shots. By crouching, you will always remain semi-visible. And if behind a barrier, you'll be able to hit your enemies with some vigor. Let's have a look. Nothing so far, but you could see our radar is telling us, our compass, that some enemy is approaching, and they're at 1 o'clock. So in here, we'll go very quickly and take cover in here. We'll have a look. We don't see anything much in there. But it's likely they're hiding in this corridor in here, so there you go. So you can see there are very many of those. We'll do is we'll chuck a grenade in there. They'll gone straight away. Our weapon is very mighty, and whatever they've got is no match for us. So they've been all dispensed with, and let's carry on. Let's carry on. Proceed with caution, stay in cover, remain focused, triple check, never panic. Look at it. Too many of those guys up there. There's one kingpin in there, and he's tricky. See, my sniper does wonders. Just like I told you earlier. Not in cover, so that's not particularly good. So they look like really nasty enemies. Look at them. Oh no, I haven't got any more ammunition. Oh, right. So what's the alternative? The alternative is head-on combat. He is hiding up here. I've seen him. See him? Fortunately, my weapon is really mighty. So I was able to deal with him. Okay. No, no, no. So he's gone down here. Or maybe I got him. Hard to tell. But nevertheless, we are, I think, here, which is... This is our destination. That's the outpost. It was not too well defended. Well, mind you, they had about half a dozen enemies, but another co-op party attacked the outpost together with me, and I supported them with my sniper rifle shots, so that really dealt with the enemy appropriately. So we'll deploy Ghost, and we'll see what he will discover.
We're linked. Sparrow's accessible. There's a lot here about some war machines called the Vex. Indestructible, relentless, supremely intelligent. And they can teleport. Great. Guardians used to have sensors to track them. Let's get them back online.
Absolutely. Let's get them back online. Let's see what they can do. Sync to the Vex sensors so Ghost can track the Vex while on Venus. Sync the Vex sensors. Well, how? So there must be other sensors elsewhere that we need to be finding. Looks of it. Ah, well, that's just the west. But what we will do is we'll hide, and now we'll just chuck grenades at them. They're too far. where they've gone. They've gone. Quickly need to get in cover. There's no cover in here. Very quickly go down there, because that was very exposed, as you could see. Hold your position. There he is. This is why I've been hit from all sides. Yeah. So let's see whether they have any weapons for me, any ammunition. Anything which we can collect. Computable secrets I acquired, so I'll have to hide in here. It's reasonably good cover, and we need to see what our options are. Computable secrets will be here. No, they won't be. Emotes. Oh no, I know where it is. It's up there. Okay, so that's something I have acquired, and it probably has to go back to base. What's this? Water rifle. Cetanium Maverick hand cannon. Yeah, I got some other weapons that they've been taken from the enemy. And let's see. 51 defense, 58 defense. Just of too poor quality, not worth keeping, and this one as well. One of the community members told me to dispose of anything which is not worth carrying, and I'm just literally following his advice, because as we have many combat sequences, then our inventory gets filled up quickly, so it's better to get rid of you know, some of those bits that we really don't need and we may not have any benefits from. Okay, so that we can put in our bolt. All seems good, and we are ready to proceed. So stand by. Advance. Oops. Again, we need to go. Oh, no, 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 no. That's not. We can salute him. Maybe do a bit of dancing as well. I apologize for firing. I didn't realize. Or he came out at me really quickly, so I thought he was the enemy. But actually, he was not the enemy. There he is. Saluting me, and then we'll dance a bit. Enemies incoming. 11 o'clock. He dealt with them alright. Some people like jumping, but I don't find it really particularly entertaining. It's useful in some circumstances, but you know. He has contact. We can really help him. And
The Vex sensor should be up ahead.
yep. We got rid of a beastly robot in there, and that really helped. Let's see, we'll back him up with our sniper rifle so that he can be fully protected. He's not a member of our team, but you know. This is where we need to go. Sink it. Deploy Ghost.
These sensors are extensive. Okay, I should be able to track these machines. Let's head to those coordinates and find out what she wants us to see.
Sure, let's head to those coordinates. Find the coordinates. You see, those grenades are wonderful, but you have to wait until they recharge. You can't use them at all times. But for these kinds of combat scenes, they're quite good. Again, you need to stay in cover and then tackle the enemies. You can see there are quite a few bits of ammo left in there. We'll collect that afterwards, because I've heard them coming yet again, but they're not that near me by the looks of it. Or are they? Yes, they are. That's too bad. I'll take all of those. Yeah, this is a very nasty enemy, and prior to me having this very pertinent automatic weapon, I had a lot of difficulty in getting rid of them, because the Mitternacht, which I was using, a high velocity repetition rifle, worked well, but these guys were really well shielded and also quite fast, so it did take me a bit of time to get rid of them. So watch this. Fortunately, he was able to fire this rocket at me. Which is annoying. You see, anytime you want to find our next destination, we just hit nav mode, and then we get our navigation done, and then we can just follow square and find out exactly where we need to be. Initially I had some difficulties with this. You know, I couldn't really work out how the map stroke navigation system worked, but thanks to valuable members of our community, they guided me, and I was able to really work out rather quickly on what to do next. As you can see, our online gaming community is priceless. You receive valuable advice, you talk about all sorts of things video gaming related, and particularly in the games which you are playing for the first time, you're provided with walkthrough and valuable pointers that tell you exactly what you need to do, so you don't lose any time, and you progress forward more rapidly than usual, or more rapidly to what you could have done had you not had our brilliant online community at hand. So let's have a look. What else have we got here? More enemies, as you could see, but I think we'll just use... Oh, we don't have that. Oh, I missed him now. I wasn't properly located here. Wait a minute, they might be coming now at me. Better watch out. Yeah. Okay, all those have been dealt with. Right, they're all gone. No longer posing any threat to us or anyone else as it goes. No, probably have to go down there. Wow, look at that. I like taking photographs, so everything is documented. So screenshots are taken anytime we approach any unusual area or, you know, a new planet. Somewhere where we've not been before. Collect loot. Sardinia AR3 and Venus Reconnaissance collected. Very good. The mission looks daring. The mission looks daring.
Detecting Vex. Like we're surrounded.
It's too bad. Probably are there. Probably they are there.
The coordinates lead here? What is it? Let me get a closer look.
Death zone. Oh, lovely. We're gonna have some beastly enemies down here. I bet you. Anytime you enter this death zone, you're being attacked from all sides. So, you know, before proceeding, we just have to have a look again to see that we got adequate weapons. I'm happy with this long spay automatic rifle. I'm happy with my sniper rifle. I'm happy with my rocket launcher. We have also a shotgun and a few other weapons in here to use, but these ones will be adequate when dealing with those ghastly enemies. Everything else seems fine. We've done it several times, but remember, you need to always proceed with caution. You need to stay in cover. You need to triple check. Sometimes your weaponry could be damaged, or due to error you could have just replaced it with a less pertinent one. If you are attacked from all sides, don't panic. Run away from the enemy, take cover, and then take them out one by one. What I also need to say is that sometimes in combat sequences you may need to swap weapons, because you realize that some of the enemies are more resistant to the type of bullets that you're using, or a kind of weapon you have, and therefore you have to be really fast. It doesn't happen frequently. Usually one weapon which is chosen for the mission is good enough, but worth keeping in mind really. So, stand by. Proceed. Let's look up there. Shooting from above is always dodgy if you are at the receiving end of that incoming fire.
Fascinating. A conflux of non-baryonic streams going where?
Oh, no, no, no! It's the Vex! Better find some cover.
Many enemies, and they are deadly, and as you can see they were quite bullet resistant. Look at it. Any more of them? The Vax? Of course, they're coming. No, I'll go for the sniper, I think. Oh, these are very dangerous enemies and they're very hard to kill. Rosenberg is sending me messages on Twitch, but at the moment I have to really engage with the enemies, so I'll respond in a moment. Close shave, you could say. almost in here. But I could tell that there are more enemies ahead. Rosenberg is asking me, can we play Minecraft? At the moment, I'm not playing Minecraft. I'm doing my first gameplay of Destiny, so unfortunately, I can't join you with that. But you can, you can approach other guys on the forum. Just ask anyone really from the community, particularly those people who are currently playing Minecraft, and you may want to find out if you're on PlayStation 4, whether there are some people in the Minecraft community. So just double check, and I'm sure some of the guys will be really happy to hop in. But with us here, we are focused on the Vex, this dreadful enemy that, as you could see, we have been dealing with on Venus. It's our first visit to Venus, so everything is just completely unknown and rather hair-raising. Oh no. I'm not in cover in here, which is obviously not working to my advantage. Got semi-cover really, but not ideal. All the weaponry I can collect here, all the ammunition. This is all cool. I'm completely full with my ammunition. Looks like there was a massive big research facility here. Wow. Wow. We are just having enough of these guys. Where are they now? The Vex, they're called. Robots. Quickly get out of here. Losing life. collecting all sorts of goodies in here. So many of those Vex enemies around here, it's just really dreadful. But I have these good weapons and...
What
yeah.
are these things? Are there any still intact that I can analyze?
Possibly. And that sounds good. We got some of those. Ishtar Academy.
Well fought.
You're here.
We haven't got much time.
Who are you?
Why have you been watching us?
I don't even have time to explain why I don't have time to explain. I will. I will. I know.
Will what?
I wasn't talking to you, little light.
I'm a ghost, actually.
Many guardians fell. Strong ones. But you made it here. Yes, I'm listening. They are here. With me.
Who's she talking to?
Understood. You need my help, Guardian.
Is that why you brought us here?
They brought
Mm-hmm.
evil so dark it despises other evil.
You're not a guardian.
No. I was not forged in light. But I believe where our paths cross, ground could break. Have you heard of the Black Garden?
We've heard the legends.
The greatest threat to us all lies there. Where these machines are born. Find the Black Garden. Rip out its heart. Only then will your traveler begin to heal.
Can you help us find it?
My path's my own. I can't.
If we're going to find the Black Garden, we need to see the Awoken.
Ah, yes. The Awoken. Out there wavering between the light and the dark. A side should always be taken, little light. Even if it's the wrong side. Too late returning. How many? Hold position, kill the engines, and don't let them find you.
So, how do we find the Awoken?
They live all the way out at the edge of the darkness. Last place the light touches. Can't we just stay here with the murderous robots?
No. Little light.
Don't do that.
Right, we got plenty of advancements, plenty of activity rewards. Look at this. 90 kills, 17 precision kills. So that's awesome. Mission summary: a stranger's call, Ishtar sink on Venus. Kills 90, precision kills 17, deaths nil. Well, this is what I want to see. Nil deaths, which means the enemy wasn't able to neutralize me. Depends on the enemy, depends on strategy, depends on what level you're on, depends on lots of different factors. But coming back to some of the discussions we had during the last couple of days, there were a few experienced Destiny players coming in on the community, and they said that there are some quests after every, a few levels, which have been designed by Bungie for a major multiplayer co-op type of tackle. So evidently, if you're playing a single mission like myself, and I'm playing for the first time, learning the game and everything else, it is very difficult to complete. It's not impossible, because if you have the correct weaponry and you have the right strategy, you'll be able to complete it. But some of the bosses faced in there were particularly menacing, and they would come in larger groups. I had a major difficulty, I think it was on level 9, where in a particular compound, right at the end, after I wasted all the enemies, there was like a thunder and lightning, and then suddenly 3 bladed hives emerged, and they were invisible. I couldn't see them at all. The only time I could see them was at the point where they materialized literally next to me, and obviously 3 of them with blades, they killed me instantly. So I had to replay this about 8 to 9 times, which actually has been the worst patch in the game so far for me. And I worked out that if I waited for the lightning to occur, and then before they actually materialized in there, if I was to be hitting them with my rocket launcher, and not just 1 rocket, but 2 or 3 consecutively, then the enemy was destroyed and obliterated. So it did take me a bit of time to work this out, but the biggest problem I had was to do with the fact that I had no rockets and I had no means of acquiring them. So anytime I replayed it, I had either 1 rocket or nil rockets, which left me just with conventional weapons, and they weren't strong enough. You will get to these kinds of parts of this game, but it happens. It makes it more interesting and exciting. But I can warn you, if you're playing it at night and you want to have a cut-off point like what I do, then don't replay this particular mission, because you'll be stuck for quite a few hours and you know what happens next. So a word of friendly advice for everyone doing Destiny. Coming back to a mission summary, this was a very successful mission. I'm very pleased with 17 precision kills, but in one of the other recent quests I had about 68 precision kills. The reason for which was obviously many enemies were springing up, and unlike in this one. In this one we had few enemies, but they were really hard to kill. As you can see, the robots were similar to something out of Terminator 2, and they did not take a lot of damage with most weapons. Sniper shots were taking 2 to 3 shots for them to be eliminated. Grenades worked very well, but they were coming at me in the groups of 4, and they came consistently for quite some time. Anyway, done and dusted. Let's carry on. We're on Venus again. We need to upgrade. So let's see. Everything that needs to be upgraded. 89 defense. We need to go to the base. We don't need to do anything here. No, we do. Maybe we do. Maybe we do. Yeah, we do actually. Upgrade defense, and that will provide us with more defense power, allowing this armor to absorb more damage. See, these are the boots that he's wearing. Look at them. Beautifully designed, and even more strengthened. They look really fairly powerful as they are. Armor materials glimmer, all sorts really. I'm not with it. No, it has been done. Okay. This weapon also has been upgraded. So we need to... oh, focused fire. Well, that's pretty good. I mean, this weapon is awesome, but it has like a very fluid type of short bursts, but it's slightly unstable. So what I'm getting, I mean, unstable in focusing on the target. In this instance, I'm getting another skill. Well, not skill, I got an add-on which is called Focus Fire, and it says when zoomed the weapon fires slower but causes additional damage, so it will be more focused when aiming, and that's awesome. That's exactly what was perhaps the only thing lacking with it, but nevertheless it served me extremely well so far. I think all else is done. 75 defense, 93 defense, 50. Okay, 93 defense seems to be sufficient with our Warlock Bond, and 89 defense sufficient with leg armor, 74 defense chest armor, 67 defense gauntlets, and then with the helmet as well. So he needs to go back to base, and we'll have a look at previous mission summary. We had for Tango Operant upgrade defense, we had focused fire, we had angry magic, which is still not fully with us, and we managed to get a lot of different bounties, activity rewards. We've seen that. Fire team leader, Grime or score. Is it Grime Moya or Grime Moore? I need to work out how to pronounce this. Or Green Moya. It won't be Green Moya, I don't think. Grime Moya. 595, and it says that I can view my cards at bungie.net. So obviously I'll double check that. And the details. View profile. No, I don't want that. That's ridiculous. What did it do? No profile. I don't want to see my profile. I thought it was like another profile. And it's annoying because if it's accessing, you know, PS4 and sort of disappearing from the game, then on the stream we get some interferences, and that is very annoying. I guess that's the trick with you know, consoles. They are somewhat limited in terms of what one can do when streaming compared to, let's say, a PC. So we have to go back to the base, we need to report on the operation, and we need to provide you know, a proper intel to commanders on Venus. All we found there, the types of enemies we faced, the computer data we acquired, and generally we need to position ourselves accordingly. So let's have a look what the commanders are going to say. It looks like it's wanting us to go to Reef rather than our HQ. But, you know, I'll go to the HQ first. Because I have a few bits in my inventory that need to go to the vault, and I have a couple of weapons which we acquired that require decoding. So we'll see whether the weapons that we got are likely to be more powerful than the ones we're using. As a rule of thumb, the weapons that we are not using, or the ones which are, well, we are not comfortable with, we can either get rid of completely, basically delete them from our inventory, or place them in the vault. The vault is also limited in space, so it's worth keeping in mind that if you're acquiring you know, high-powered weapons on you know, as we're progressing through the levels, then it's probably best to discard some of the items which are not as valuable. We'll go back to the base now. and we go to the tower. We are basically going to be landing very shortly, so brace up. We are at the base, and we'll firstly go to the master hall in order to decode our weaponry.
Without the other half. All right, let's get started.
Boots and body armor.
Very fine.
We've done that. Look at the characters, see what we've got. The latest is 70 defense. Well, it's not particularly good, really, is it? We have already 89 defense equipped. And what was the other one? I forgot. Body armor. .74 defense. No, I didn't get it. I did something wrong. Wait a minute. 74 defense. 56 defense. 55. 76, 71. What's this? 74 defense. Discipline 15. It's the one we're gonna keep having. Looks and feels better than the other one.
Until the next time.
Thank you, sire. I shall remain your obedient servant. Okay, so we have a few things to put in there. Plenty of weapons, we don't really want some of those. Let's see. With this one we need Jigoku, we need. Okay, this one we don't need. Galahad we need, Mitternack we need. Hand cannon we haven't tried yet. Trax Malus 75 attack. Well, that sounds good, need to try it. Not tried it yet. Fusion rifle 40, fusion rifle 40. And then we have fusion rifle, shotgun, and sniper is equipped. Breaker, rocket launcher, Darius. I think that's 42 attack, 40 attack. 42 attack, 40 attack. And then Wait a minute, Hannibal. We can use Hannibal with 97 attack. 53 magazine. Try that, of course. Equip it and try it, because we had to be on the level 13 before trying it, so I have not tried it yet. And what's this one? 100 attack. Well, that's very powerful magazine. One. Right. It's a bit peculiar, just one magazine. Oh, okay. Oh, no. We've got some other kit in there that needs to be also done. I nearly forgot. We need to upgrade this one. Helmet has been upgraded. So let's have a look. This one has 67, 41, 51, 97 defense. Wow, wow. You're definitely taking that one. Oh no, why did I do that? That's ridiculous. Right. Getting a bit confused in here. Okay, so we have... That's all good. This is... No, that's not right. It had 94 defense just a moment ago. What happened to it? (41, 51, 54). Well, I don't know what happened to it, but I just saw a moment ago that it had 94 defense and now it's gone. That wasn't it. That wasn't it. I don't think I discarded it by error. Couldn't have done. That's annoying because that was a really good helmet and it was upgraded. So... You know, one has to be careful when going to the vault, because some of those controls in here could easily, by error, dismantle it, which means you delete it. But then again, no, I don't know what happened to it. Because when dismantling, you know, you will be able to see that it's happening slowly, and you'll have that red crossbar, which is going to be telling you that you're doing it bit by bit. That wasn't the case in here. So there's nothing I can do really. go to the Hall of Guardians. Is there any post, anything for me at all?
Sign here.
No messages at all for me. Received one parcel so far with some bits and pieces, but I guess as a lone warrior I don't have many friends, so nobody's writing to me, so there you go. So I need to speak to Ikara, and maybe I need to speak to my commander as well, we'll see. No, just to her.
We can help.
Path of the Void Walker. Talk to Ikora. Carry the void into battle unafraid. Others may shy away because of your power, but they will see themselves lifted up by your strength. Enter the fray alongside other guardians. Witness how the void cleaves light from the slain. So listen to this. Enter the fray alongside other guardians. Witness how the void cleaves light from the slain. So we'll be witnessing the void cleaving the light from the slain. So they have some special powers, and we need to find out more about that. So we'll obviously continue.
All part of the plan.
We have some Warlock armor, 62 defense, 61 defense, 72 defense.
Try it out.
Defense. Rank 1. Don't really need any of these at the moment, I don't think.
Good luck,
Okay.
Guardian.
I shall remain your obedient servant, Mom.
Tell me. The Barons don't know the hole their half is
He
coming from.
doesn't have any of that. And we need to see whether he can still talk to the wise guy, the one who knows everything about travelers.
More Guardians fell to Protoss sword. Excess radiation. Quarantine.
We have to see where he is. It's the upper levels, I think.
Anything to these rumors about
city supports us. It'll fall in line when the time is right.
Pull yourself together. It's a thing.
Welcome back, Warlock. You will only grow stronger.
No, he has nothing more for me, and I don't need to tell him any more about what I discovered on Venus. So, you know, we'll take just one screenshot of him, and then we'll go back to orbit. As you could see, there's nothing else to do, and we have another destination that we've seen on our map, and we'll go there straight away. There we go. We are in the orbit. Before we proceed, I will take a very short break because I need to stretch a bit. This is what I do after every 90 minutes, and I advise you to do the same if you're seated for quite a while. It always helps to have a glass of water, have a cup of tea, maybe a bite to eat, and most importantly you stretch, you exercise a bit just to get your blood flowing, and so you don't get any lower back or upper back stiffness, which does happen when, you know, somebody plays games for quite a while. Just like with any other computer activity, remember to get up, to walk a bit, exercise and stretch whenever necessary. The beauty of having, you know, these fantastic headsets with long leads is that you can do that with your headset on, and that's ultra cool. I do that all the time. So if you bear with me, I'll be back in about 5 minutes, and we'll then continue with our missions. Hello everyone, I'm back. Stretched a bit, had a cup of tea, drank a bit of water, and I'm fully refreshed for all that is to follow. As we remember, we had discovered our new destination. We had gone to our HQ, encoded some of the new weapons, talked to relevant characters, and now we are ready to proceed. So you see we have this new planet called Reef, and on Reef it's like a major asteroid belt. It's there to strike a bargain with the Ruthless Queen. Well, we've not been there before, so similar to Venus, this is going to be a first for us, and I guess the best way of finding out what's on Reef is by going there. So let's crack on. Right, we've got in this asteroid belt various planets or various places where we can go to. And the first one which is available for us is called the Awoken. Travel to the home of the Awoken and find what they know about the Black Garden. We've heard about the Black Garden from one of the characters we met in our last quest and in our last mission. So it is going to be very interesting to discover whatever is to be found there. And we've been warned that there is a major plot to invade the Earth and that the enemies are ruthless. So we need to really remain very cautious, but also well equipped, well kitted up, and more than ready for any future battles. As we could see in the orbit, we are flying, we're enjoying the scenery, we can see everything from everywhere. We feel on the top of the world, and with that wonderful emotion, we are going to land on the Awoken.
Where did all this come from?
Every ship that could escape fled Earth during the collapse. They made it this far. I guess they died out here.
It's a graveyard. How did the Awoken survive?
No one knows.
Intruder bearing 127, you have crossed into the realm of the Awoken. State your business or be fired on by order of the Queen.
Don't look at me. Better say something.
We are from Earth. We're here to seek the Council of the Awoken.
Conform to my trajectory. Any deviation will be taken as an act of aggression.
Looks like we're in the right place.
Why is the right place always so terrifying?
Why is the right place always so terrifying? Good question.
So, these are the trespassers demanding an audience.
We didn't mean to trespass.
The Queen herself judges who may or may not enter the realm. Me? I see no reason she should be available for whatever washes up at the reef. But here we are.
We've come to ask for help.
Follow.
It is afraid of the fallen. It does not understand these ones are mine.
Apologies, Your Grace.
I am a guardian from Earth. We are searching for the Black Garden.
Why?
We seek to destroy the darkness at its heart.
You want to turn it into a battleground? How unimaginative.
Do you know where it is?
Everyone knows where it is. The hard part is getting in.
Can you help us?
And why would we do that?
The Queen requests counsel with her brother.
Yes, that's good. That's good. Why not? We'll make you a key. How's that? All we need is the head of a Vex Gate Lord.
Gate Lord? Yeah, we...
Why do you want a Vex head?
Oh, we don't. And I doubt we'll get one either. But it's your only hope of getting into the Black Garden.
We will return.
Or die on Venus. Either way.
Oh, now we've gone to a different orbit. Well, we have been given a task, and this task will need to be pursued. It'll be interesting to see what we find next. We've never been on these asteroids, and I'm quite certain there will be lots of fierce resistance, once we get to the Vex. As you could see, the Queen and her brother wanted us to bring the head of one of those guys. So this is exactly what we'll try to do. No, this is exactly what we will do. So just bear with us a second. We still have to do a few things here, and then we will set our destination and we'll proceed. There we go. We have to go back to Venus, and once we get there we'll have to be looking for the Vex. I have to attend to a technical problem which is on Twitch at the moment, so just bear with us a second. I'll be back literally within a few moments. There, the technical problem with Twitch has been resolved, and now we can fly to Venus. As we can see, we have a different destination, which is based at Ishtar Collective. It says that we need to unravel the secrets of the Vex by reviving an ancient research station of the Ishtar Collective. So as we've seen previously, in any of those instances when visiting research facilities, we are facing a lot of deadly enemies. So before we proceed, we really have to look at our kit. And I beg your pardon, that's the wrong thing to do. Yeah, so we obviously had selected our destination, which is Ishtar Collective on Venus. And before we get there, we'll have a look at our kit. Let's see that everything is in order. It is. I really wanted to try the new machine gun, and that was, let's see which one this was, 70 attack magazine 2. This one, I think it was. So we equipped our character with DRBMiller machine gun that has 42 attack points. Rate of fire is very rapid. Magazine is 75, so that should be really pretty good. And the rocket launcher will be left here in our inventory in case we need any other for any other major bosses. And there is well, we have two, Breaker and Jester rocket launcher. Both of them are very useful when dealing with captains and those other devilish ghouls which are hard to kill. So we have our Longspay A automatic rifle, which has been serving us really well in the last few quests. We have Trajan V sniper rifle, needless to say, a weapon which is extremely useful for any attacks which we are pursuing from a distance. And then we have Darius B machine gun, which we will try for the first time. So, and let's see, we have this helmet with 58 defense points. We have gauntlet with 67 defense points, a brilliant Raven Sheath 1 chest armor, which you can see on the character, 76 defense points, and beautiful leg armor Tango Operant 4 with 89 defense points. So considering all of that, I'd say we are quite well kitted up. And the last bit of kit here is Warlock Bond, which has 93 defense points. Absolutely awesome. So if you have a look, you can see he is in possession of the best weapon and the best kit, so he's more than ready to proceed. As we established that we are more than ready, we'll just go to Ishtar Collective on Venus.
I wish you'd check with me before making insane promises. If we want to take down a Gate Lord, we've got to find out how these machines operate. Let's find the biggest one we can, pull out its brain, and see what we can learn about them.
Wow. Look at the scenery.
There's a big Vex signature just up the coast. Let's kill it, whatever it is, and bring its mine core to one of the old Academy research labs.
We need to head up the coast, but before we do that, I'll just take another snapshot of this wonderful scenery. Right, so we can crack on. Let's see. The facility seems to be ahead of us. Can't pick up any of this. make it a bit... Always remember to look at your radar or your compass, which is situated in the top left corner on your screen, and it will always tell you whether you are facing any enemies, and it will give you a good pointer towards your next destination or your target as it goes. We're going slightly the wrong way. You would realize that I like walking slowly. I'm always proceeding with caution because, you know, in those planets, on those planets, you get ambushed rather quickly. There are lots of enemies hiding everywhere, so it's always the best to approach everything with caution and care. And also, it's always the best to be well prepared for any contingencies which is ahead of us. Okay, nothing in here at the moment, but we can see there's some enemies in the distance, and we can really dispose of them with our sniper. Nice and easy. Oh, this one didn't get killed. They're really no match for my sniper, I have to say. High-powered sniper rifle, high velocity. So it's just clearing the ground for us to come forward and to approach the scene with maybe greater ease than otherwise. We'll take another semi-elevated position, crouch. You see this? It's very important not to dive, because if you were to lean over that cliff, you'd be instantly killed, and all of your efforts would have been wasted. You can hear that the spaceship is coming and probably dropping some more enemies, but you know, I quite like this scene. Look at that. Looks like some civilization which had been obliterated by a major disaster or war, and we will take a snapshot of this and then keep the memory of it forever. What is this noise? I thought the enemy was being dropped ahead of us, but that seems to be not the case. Oh. I have to say that you know, my passion for this weapon had increased. I usually you know, use the majority of the weapons on repetition, but this one has worked so well in this game that I just, you know, I keep using it now all the time. Previously I was using Mitternacht, and Mitternacht was excellent, but just a bit slow. You know, it's on repetition, high velocity bullets, high penetrability, but it didn't work out too well on some of those running hives. Some of the friendlies, didn't bother about him. Put the sniper on, crouch, patrol a bit, find out whether there's anything anywhere posing any form of danger. Is that? Oh no. Yes it is. Alright. See? I can see them but they can't see me. Should have had a headshot in there, why did not? Well, you can see how useful it is to be always patrolling, always observing, always looking, because you get a clear picture on what is ahead of you. Staying alert, staying focused, staying in cover, and never panicking really helps with combat. And not just with close quarter battles, but also with planning of any operation, with flashing out any strategies, you know, just the basic rule of thumb. Do it as if you were there. Now they're all gone. Wait a minute. I don't have any more weapons. I mean, any more ammunition for my lovely sniper rifle. But I will just take up this position here. They're hiding behind the building, as you could see. Still a bit far. Well, this puddle in here doesn't look particularly appetizing. Right. So there's some cracks in there, you know. Probably need to watch for any holes when running, because in this game those holes will mean instant death. Yeah, you could see that if you do it in repetition with very short bursts, this weapon works miracles. And what we do want is we want to collect the ammunition. The most valuable ammunition for me so far, the two types really were rockets for my rocket launcher, and then high velocity bullets for my sniper rifle. Without those, I would be stranded for quite a while in some of those locations. Contact 12 o'clock. There they are. If I can see them. Hang on a minute. New weapon. We'll try. Oh, more of those guys. Well, that's not really kosher. I need to hide. Okay, that's good. Maybe what I will do is I'll I need more weaponry, I need more ammunition. So what I'll do is I'll go here and grab some of my sniper rifle ammo. So you could see these guys, the deadly enemies, they have lots of ammunition. And somebody else is fighting. They didn't see me. Okay, so that's all good. They keep coming in here, so we'll just get away from that. We got our ammunition and all we wanted, so now is the time to swap. Go back to the sniper rifle, and then we'll check out any of those enemies in there. And just like we've seen, there are a few there. Right. Keep dropping me there all the time. Annoying. See, this character likes close quarter combat. Or CQB as we would call it. They're never using the sniper. Maybe they don't even have a sniper. But you know, it's the question of preference. Some people like CQBs, some people like distance shots, some people like to be, you know, labeled a sharpshooter. It's down to your personality, down to your character, down to the way you play the game, and it is down to the game itself. Because, you know, some missions need a particular kind of approach, and when you play the game for a few times, not just Destiny but any other FPS, then you you know, you get to know it, use the right weapon, and you build your own skills around that task. So let's have a look if there are any bits of ammunition. We don't seem to have any of those here. Never mind. We have our task to complete. Change to the usual weapon, and we are going into the wrong direction from what I could gather. The other guy there from co-op is the guy that there are several other people here in the game, and looks like this is the way to go. As they're ahead of me, they would have dealt with some of the incoming enemies. But it's always useful if I come from behind them and they're just about to approach, you know, the enemy stronghold, then I have the advantage of my sniper, which can be used at will to support any other effort, you know. Come on, quick, reload. Well, you can see how useful this is. They're all oblivious to the fact that I'm a sharpshooter and I'm well defended. And most importantly, they're ignoring the fact that they cannot see me. That in itself is something that would not happen in a real life situation. Artificial intelligence in the game does this, and when you are doing a multiplayer and you play against the other guys, then you realize, well, gets a no. But we have a lot more ammunition in here, which I will be collecting, and that's really cool because I definitely did need some extra bullets for my sniper rifle, and I got them. So there we are. The other guys there, the friendlies are long gone. It's this way up. Just remember, you always have to remain in cover, and you move from one cover to another. And most of the times you need to be in a prone or crouching position so that the enemies cannot easily see you. You're always then semi-hidden. However, in this game you are facing some enemies you know, who are invisible, and these are the trickiest enemies to neutralize, so beware of those. Running severely bladed hives and the Vex. Well, mind you, I've not seen the Vex, which was invisible, but the hives were in all sorts of shapes and forms. Patrolling a bit, looking at the possible enemy sightings. No, not really, they're not here. Well, looks deadly out there. Anyone fancying a swim? But definitely not there. Christ knows what's actually in that water. Looks quite dirty and radioactive. No, look at this. You don't wanna go there. You want to be safe at all times, remember that. Wow. Fallen towers, look at that. Looks like some sort of major earthquake would have struck this planet, or this section of it. Look at the degree of obliteration, and also flooding. See what war does to people and their cities. War is always the same. No good. but regrettably, we always have to fight it. And there are always wars. Just look at the history and, you know, what's been happening during the last few thousand years. We never learn, and in those sci-fi games, we are always faced with those choices. So there you go. Right, so I'm proceeding sort of a bit slowly, but the reason for that is I've not been to this planet before. It's an asteroid, and therefore I want to really explore for myself every bit of it, which is always good fun. But at the moment we are lacking some action. We haven't had much of it since we got here. Find the mine core. I think we found the mine core. And there are likely to be some enemies protecting it. So beware. What did I tell you? See how nicely they position themselves, expecting someone to come in. Too bad. Maybe there is some specialist ammunition here, is it? Is there? Look at that. Those flying saucers are menacing, you know, they can be really fast and they can tear you from behind, they can come from all directions. An absolute menace. We got any more? Yeah, maybe. A few more bullets. Let's see if we can spot any other enemies, and we can. So watch this. Headshot. He's too far though to be killed. Got him at the end, but I don't have any more bullets, which is annoying. You see, I could see them to my SUSAT, but they couldn't. So we now have CQBs, which is close quarter battle. Done those quickly. Let's have a look. Respond too well to that. Look at that. You see, when you hide, you regain your health. I need to see who is so ferociously shooting at me. No, 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 no. They are completely away from my line of sight. I couldn't see whoever was there. But now I can. Very, very quickly away from that. Come on, run. It didn't work. So that was not a good weapon, I have to admit. You see, they're coming closer as well. Oh, done. No, that's not too bad, not too bad. Need to get some extra ammo, which should be present here. Where is he? Very quickly I need to hide to regain my health. Wasn't in cover, and these guys were bladed. They were really, really deadly. Okay, we got those. Come on, Leggett, get some of his weaponry. So quickly backtrack. No. We need to get away rather fast because I need to exchange the weapon. I don't have the right weapon for this captain. And that right weapon will be my lovely rocket launcher. That's it. See what I've got. No, I don't have any. I ain't gonna do it. That's not gonna be too good because I really need extra ammunition. Grab the tool. No.
Ahead, a ridiculously large Vex emission. Sounds like what we're looking for.
I nearly got killed in here. Look at that. This is difficult. And there's some nasty enemies out there. See? What is happening? this was quite intense. It's a big firefight, a major battle with several creeps in there, some robotics, some less so, but all neutralized at the end. We have some enemies approaching 12 o'clock. Let's see, maybe we can just snipe them a bit. Wonder where they are. Again, that's not particularly good, is it? Oh no, I need to get out of there rather quickly, because we want to get to our destination, which is here, as we can see. Run, run. Somebody else got engaged in here as well. So that's good. We got more ammunition. Picked up some new weapons. Shotgun in there. Oh, they got away rather quickly there. All of them. I guess. I am not having much joy. Looks like that's been completed. We'll have a look at all the weaponry in here, extra ammunition. Wait a minute.
Fascinating. Let's head for that research station.
Right, we completed this, so we need to head for that research station. And we will do so in a moment, but right now we're just gonna have a short break. They all disappeared. You see, I was just thinking of something else which was unrelated to the game, and I got killed instantly. You know, so you have to be really switched on at all times. Where are they? These guys are best approach from the distance, you know. It's very deadly. Can't really see me though. Ah, look at all these enemies coming in. Look at this. Daredevil Gaming has come in, saying hello. Hi, how's it going? I'm fighting some real fierce battles out here, and I'm on Venus, which is the new planet we discovered. Plenty of nasty enemies called the Vex are there, keeping their stronghold safe. But I'm disturbing them quite a bit so far. Yeah, I don't have any ammunition for this, that's annoying, but we'll crack on and get some ammunition from here, because we've seen there were some serious deaths in there as well amongst the enemy. Run quick. Dive for cover. This is no cover at all. barely survived. Need to get some ammunition from all these guys that wasted on here. See? Ammunition hiding in the grass and everywhere, and to keep picking it up. So I can pick up a bit more. Oh, this was dangerous. Nearly fell into that sea. Yeah, I'm good, thank you. Busy here killing the Vex. Look at this. No, he's not being affected at all, as you could see. It hit him with a rocket. Let's see whether we can get to a better firing point, maybe from here. No. Didn't get him. As you could see, he is resistant. That was too close, really, for that. Spirit Bloom we can collect, right? That's not bad, but you know, I've streamed already for 2.5 hours and a bit tired. Well, not tired, but I'm losing concentration, so that's why I got killed here. There's very many enemies in there to be killed. Level 15, cool. Okay, somebody else is fighting them as well, which is good. Let's see what we've got here. Minotaur. Oh, run! Oh man, many enemies are here. God, look at this battle. Very tricky. Okay, we'll hide here for a moment and we'll take a short break. We are now upgrading our chest armor to 76 defense, which is what we've done. And let's see whether anything else. Yeah, we've got some more here. We have some extra skills acquired, and that is angry magic. So Nova bomb tracks enemies, and it will be grenades and bombs will be a lot more powerful. So we'll get that. And then let's see if there's anything else. No, there isn't. So look at this helmet. This helmet's serving me really well, and the kit and the gear are just appropriate for this battle. But I have to say, this battle on Venus right now is very intense, but as I've been already kind of playing it for almost 3 hours, I'm having a bit of a, you know, I switched off a bit, and twice when I got killed I was thinking of unrelated things really in my mind. And in this sort of game, which becomes really high-paced, if you are switching off for a second, or your mind drifts to some other situation outside of the game equation, then obviously you are being killed. So I need to have a bit of time to get my head back, you know, and to focus, to switch on. I'm not really chasing scores because I'm playing Destiny for the first time, but still, you know, you get killed because the situation is very difficult, and you get killed because you're not switched on. Well, it's two different situations, two different things. And right now, twice I got killed because I wasn't switched on. So I spotted it, excuse me, and I realized that there was something else to be done. So just bear with me. I'll have a very, very short break, just stretch a bit, get my brain again back on my head. I mean, I get my head back on my shoulders, so to speak, and I'll carry on in just a few moments. So bear with us. There we go, I'm back, stretched a bit. My brain is working again, which is pretty good. and we'll have a look. Basically, my plan is to complete this mission, and then we'll end the broadcast for now. There will be another broadcast later on today. So let's just crack on. This mission is very difficult, just like in a couple of previous quests. As you're approaching the main target, the quantity of enemies really intensify, and their attacks are more ferocious. It's harder to keep alive, and this is exactly what's been happening. I got killed a few times already, and you can see I'm slightly unfortunate that there aren't any co-op players present in the game. Actually, I can see someone else battling those guys, but previously there was nobody. And I guess just like my community friends told me, this particular section has been designed for co-op, and therefore it's much harder to deal with if you're playing a single player mission. And you will get to, I mean, you come across these kinds of sections in this game from time to time. It's just not possible to avoid. Okay, we've got that weapon, or if not weapon, we've got These are some of the most difficult enemies. Taking what are they called? Goblins? Very, very tricky. They're semi-visible, and they have some very nasty powers, as you can see. You see? Once you are immersed in that cloud, you are dying rapidly. Really need to be hiding in there. They're attacking us from all sides, look at this. It looks like there was somebody else in the game, and
Their mind cores are actually biological, not relative to any known life forms recorded. Maybe the Collective's research can tell us more.
Collective's research, we need to explore. Okay, we'll do that. But I was going to say that there was another player in there, I think playing a single mission, and together we managed to really fight off those dreadful enemies, but otherwise it was difficult by myself. Got killed twice, I think, or maybe even 3 times. The enemies are not there at the moment, but they may well arrive by the time we approach the facility. No, I'm wrong. They are there. And we need to be semi-hidden here to be able to take these kinds of good shots of them. See? Missed him.
These ruins predate humanity by a few billion years. Vex are coursing through them.
Got killed again. And also stupidly, I was not in position where I should get killed. But because I was static, I wasn't doing anything, you know. Hiding now. Ambush. Yeah, this is how they killed me before. I didn't realize that I had incoming fire there from about 11 o'clock or even 10 o'clock. Headshot did the works. Very quickly. He is oblivious to this. So let's see whether we can target him from a different position. There he is. That's absolutely appalling. Again, a lack of concentration on my behalf, and you know, I'm not getting really good scores here. You know. I need to take a short break now. I have a couple of things to tend to, so just bear with me. I'll be back in a moment. have to take a short break now. So I'll be coming back in a couple of minutes.